YouTube, welcome to what is going to be a pretty quick video. Normally, I would post-produce this. I'd put a lot of production value into this, but time is of the essence because I have some math for you that you're probably going to want right now, and you're probably going to want to digest this. Now, let me just say in advance that I'm going to give you statistical information and some math on whether or not it looks likely or unlikely that you think the Sharks could make the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. I'm experienced enough to know to not tell you yes and to not tell you no. I've been surprised many different times, many different ways, so I'm not going to go there. But I also can tell you what the picture looks like right now and use some recent history to try and help us better grasp like where things are at, what the chances look like. And let's be honest, for as rough of a season as it's been, a lot of it gets forgotten so long as this team makes the playoffs, punches their ticket, and gives them a great chance in the second season. We know how the Stanley Cup playoffs have gone in that regard. So what I'm taking here and giving you are stats from the last 4 years, okay, the last 4 regular seasons, and 97.5 points is what it's taken to be the third place team in the Pacific Division. Yeah, sorry. I'm writing all this down so I can give you the visual. Like I said, terrible production value here, but I wanted to give you the stats while I had them. All right, it's taken on average in the last 4 years 91.5 points to be the second wild card in the Western Conference, right? So there's two standards here. Third in the Pacific, that's the lowest bar you can set to win it from the division, or 91.5 points to be the second wild card team in the Western Conference. So we're trying to figure out where the bars are at. Now, the Sharks have played 38 games. They've tallied 34 points. Do the quick math on that. It puts them at an average of 0.895 points per game. Okay? Sorry, a little more centered there. So at that pace, then you can start to pan things out, and you look at the remaining games, 82 games at that pace is going to put them at a 73-point season, right? So right now, this team is on pace for a 73-point season. So 48 games left. This is how it would play out if nothing changes, if no improvements happen, if things all remain the same. So that means going back to these first numbers, right? Like, how short are the Sharks? Well, it's pretty significant here that they wouldn't make it. So what change do they need to have happen in the last 48 games? Well, to get to that second wild card spot, they would need in the remaining 48 games left, they would need 58 points, right, which is on average 1.2 a game for that second wild card spot. My handwriting is terrible right now. Okay? So 48 games left. They'd need 58 points on average to get to the second wild card spot. As for the third spot in the Pacific Division, right, 64 points for an average of 1.33 per game. And that would get them third in the division. Now, what you're also wondering here is, okay, so, 58 and 64 points, what does that mean record-wise? Like, what do they have to do from here on out record-wise to achieve 58 points or 64 points? I have that for you here on a different paper. So for 58 points, and I'm gonna do 2 variations here. One with a lot of shootout losses or overtime losses, and one with a pretty more normal record, more games ending in regulation. But for 58 points, right? That's one way to get in the playoffs, approximately. 25, 15, and 8 in the last 48 games. For 58 points, that's to get you that second wild card spot. All right. 64 points Oh, and let me give you the other variety of the record there. What did I say? 25, 15, and 8, or 29, 19, and 0. All right, so that looks a lot more intimidating, right? You basically need to win games here at a 3-2 clip. 3 wins for every 2 losses. And then let's see here. The last one I have is the 64 points to get to the division. And that would make you require a 29, 13, and 6 record, or 32, 16, and 0, right? So that goes to show you there's a big difference. Even when you lose in overtime and you're still getting those points, that makes a huge difference in the total amount of wins that you need. So yeah, this is what the Sharks need to do, either for the wild card spot, or to be one of the top 3 divisional teams in the West. It's pretty daunting, right? And let me just close out this video. Like I said, this is going to be short and sweet. The hard part about it is that grasping where this team is at, what they're capable of, it's very difficult right now because we don't necessarily have a solid track record and a foundation to build off of, to understand, what they're capable of. This is a team that has started their season by losing 4 straight, then winning 3 straight, then losing 7 of 8, and then winning 11 of 13, and now they've lost 9 of their last 10. So it's pretty crazy. The types of runs that they've been on, positive and negative right now on the downslope of one. But I think I'm going to close out this video and again, try and keep it super simple here, stating the obvious. At this point, it's not only about points that matter. They always have, they always will. But time is of the essence at this point. Time is quickly changing the dynamics of where this team is at and how much time they have left remaining in this regular season to right the ship and to be back on course. Every loss from here on out, every game, every night where they do not earn points, it significantly complicates things. I don't think that's pessimistic or optimistic to say. I think that's very real. And I think we all understand that. But the bottom line is, I'll just go over it again. You can see what it takes on average to get to the playoffs. All right. You can see right here where this team is at, earning not even a point per game at this point, and on a pace for 73 points at the end of their regular season. These are the kinds of records right here that they're going to need if they want to typically be in the playoffs the last 4 years. And that just goes to show you on any given night, like they need points at this point. At this point, they need points on average out of every single game. All right, hey, that does it for this YouTube video. Like I said, hopefully you appreciate that. Hopefully that kind of sets the scene of where things are at. I will see you guys all on television. And by the way, I should say this disclaimer too. Should have probably said it at the top. If you're watching this now a couple days later, everything is going to be a little off based on wins or losses or games played. But this kind of gives you the perspective here on Friday, December 27th, 2019. All right, see you guys later.